like to speak out about an injustice I've had, especially with Japanese imperialism and the racism that has been going on for a long period of time and the gang violence. Um, this low quality trash is really an unfair persecution. I have not done anything to deserve that kind of treatment, and I've come from a community of love, which I believe they're doing an assimilation process of these Japanese invading my privacy, invading my understanding of my world and copying it and recreating it down there, because I know some of the people that are leaders down there, especially the white ones, and some of the Japanese have completely different values before this government competition and state acting came. They seem to have assimilated a deep sense of personality that I am, about my family, about my deep roots, about having a big open home with children and a society where you are able to go to the community. It makes a lot of sense to me, having a community and seeing the same faces every day, to create safety. And you need to know people, you need to have a sense of identity, because that's how you create safety. And this is what they are eradicating and sabotaging, and using a war machine of the system of silencing and suppressing. This is a statement of injustice. My name, before the arrogance of this whole political assassination, my name. I make this statement not out of bitterness. It is not. It's from a deep, painful need to be heard and seen and acknowledged for what I have experienced.
I don't know what to do.
It is merely personal pain. It is this result of systematic failure, community silence, institutional cruelty, that I am worth $1, that has stripped me of safety, dignity, and my basic human needs. The use of AI especially, creating me to look like a Karen in a trash bag and a hater. I have been silenced. I have been framed and cast aside from society that claims to uphold justice and equality, but has treated me with contempt, suspicion, and abuse. While my kidneys are failing, my identity has been stolen, my voice mimicked, my personalhood distorted in the public eye. I have been called names and bullied and silenced, targeted by phishing scams, hunted by systems and individuals that treat vulnerability as a weakness rather than a call for care. Systemic oppression and social isolation. I am a person of consciousness, care, and community. I have lived my life nurturing others, embracing love and culture and family. I am a great believer of everybody being part of my family and everybody being allowed to be at a table together. The table was mine, these are my friends, but politically they took it off me. Right now I'm suffering from them poisoning the air to get me out of this house, and it's harming my kidneys. I have the same values that were weaponized against me, that I love social justice, I love creating wealth, I love creating friendships and support systems. I was met with rejection, targeted by gangs, demonized, and media terrorized by this anonymous group sending terrorist photos of me as aged, and real sexual violence, and treating me like I'm lower class when I am completely deprived of everything that I know. For years, about 3 years, and it's come to a point where I really have to speak out about the injustice of the billionaires taking credit for my little businesses that I create. They've taken it off me and built big empires, and it's like, this is my bread and butter. Don't use me. Don't tell the world that you're higher, rare value of great oil, these girls, when I've had nothing but abuse. My suffering has been met with silence, and that silence has built a prison around me. To keep this regime of right-wing racism and fascism and degrade me as a transsexual man, while you have violently cut me apart so that you can have, it is a form of a religious sacrifice to completely cut my vagina. They were cutting it back until they did this thing where the vagina clitoris pops out like a penis or something, and I'm horrifically I feel so degraded. It is a genocide to complete an ethnic cleansing to do that. Racism and identity erasure. I'm a victim of political and racial targeting. My character has been assassinated through social media, manipulation, misinformation, and surveillance. And I have never consented to the structures taking place, have chosen to dehumanize me, deny me support, erase my narrative, all while propping up those who benefit from my silence and invisibility. I have been treated like rubbish, not only as a human being with dreams, pain, love, and a right to live free from fear, and a right to govern my own life without control of these traffickers. I am not an animal. I'm not a dog to be kept on a chain. I'm a human that has rights, that has a voice, that wants to go to work. I'm not too old for my goals.
I think the problem is I have to prove that I'm original of this divine heart, but they have got such a case of people behind them to make me look like I'm a liar about my knowledge. It's really tough.
But they are abusing my rights to have my own emails. The French have been taking my emails for a long time. And healthcare, denial of human right violations. The health is deteriorating. I've been denied access to life-saving medical care. I've been left to suffer with kidney and liver issues while institutions ignore my pleas. This is not neglect. It is an intentional act of inhumanity. They are also turning off clean drinking water and making me drink trash water in this building. I have to buy my own water because of how long the government has been abusing me. These bees, like doing this in every country I go to, they damage the water. This is not neglect. It is an intentional act of inhumanity. They put pesticides and they put chemicals in this water so that you get sick. A refusal to grant me the care every human deserves. I invoke the universal right to health and dignity. These have been denied to me. This is not only a personal tragedy, this is a crisis. This is not just my story. This is many people, many women that are silenced, mislabeled, outcasted, demonized. An investigation into the abuse, the defamation, identity theft I have suffered. Immediate access to safety. I am not a commodity for the diamonds to keep trashing me as some sort of payment egg so that they can have security in life. I am a human being with my own independent needs. I want my right to live my life and govern it independently. Public reckoning with this racism and systematic targeting present in my community and beyond, legal protection for those experiencing domestic violence and political repression, the restoration of my humanity in the eyes of those who have refused to see me. I have been a victim, but I will not remain voiceless. My life matters. My pain is real, and my love for justice, truth, and humanity, despite everything, remains unbroken. My right to protest is at odds because of fascism. This is what we need in life. Do you see that? That's your identity in the middle. And then on the outside, it is your family, and then community, and then the culture. They have collapsed my whole world. Do you understand? You have more sympathy for women crying in public pretending they own babies that they're just using to make sure I don't get any of my esteem and hierarchy needs. You would rather cry for these people that are acting, state actors, than somebody that's had a violent life, her life violently stolen from her. You know, it's...
I think it was Wednesday and John, is it? That I'm the ugly one. He's got to cover up my head while he roots her and he loves having sex with her. It's cruel.
A legal prison to torture me and allege that I'm the ugliest pog of the world. It is absolute cruelty of the toilet sewer system to make me a low price and just erase absolutely everything that I ever worked for. And it is a denial of my emotional needs. I've been harassed out of communities for almost 5 years now. Gangs for years, gangs and pretty girls for years. I've been harassed out of every community saying we don't fucking want her here. And it's like, why is everybody terrorizing that? Because that is a group of terrorists that are destroying the very rights of society.
Plus, they've now taken over the media and they're going around the public saying I'm homeless and a pest, don't feed me, don't feed the rabies dog. This is apartheid.
And yet they want to have a hypocrisy that they want to have great people of society, and just if I try and talk out, it's always gone back to I'm very delusional, I'm very mentally ill. You know, I've been putting up with police silencing me next to this book of these kittens being the most prettiest, and it's just a hate group. It's hate, it's persecution, it is racism, it is fascism. Take people as individuals. Plus, this mother, I would like to say, I went for asylum because of the country denying me of my rights to health care, denying me the rights to domestic violence care, denying me the rights to protection under all of this, and health and safety and homes. And so I went overseas to Sweden, and I said the name of the ladies that are part of the judicial system, and I said I'm very scared, and I've come here worried about criminal gangs, and I actually got labelled a liar, silenced, and put back into a country where I was further persecuted as a narcissist, and that's not my personality, and I'm totally outcast of my own community because of how much respect they were giving my ex-partner, and how they very much value his looks and his girlfriend's looks, because looks are a new status in this life. It's not about what you've achieved in your life, it is more about the way you look and how much clout you have with all these famous people. It's not about the real people that have humanity and really care about their family. And so I suffer. You know, I shouldn't be aged this much, this fast, because of your diamonds. I believe it's to do with that, because they're making money out of me being aged. And anyway, so I went to Australia after asylum, talking about this criminal lady, and do you know what? There's cartoons all over Australia that she's going on, I'm a man and can't sit at their table, but they've used it as a different guy, so I can't really prove it, but it's definitely an innuendo that this woman definitely went to Australia and made a table and said, I'm not welcome. The Thai table, and it's my table because every part of her network of friends are my friends. Every church at Geelong in Australia were my friends that she just stole. Every friendship group in Christchurch were my friends. This is racism.
I also want to say, if you've been around hostility for a long time, it's very difficult to keep calm. I've been calm for 7 years of injustice, of them financially abusing me, hacking me out at all of these emails, blocking me going to work. And that is why I call it human trafficking, because it's financial disaster. And now it's a personality disaster. I don't know what to do. This is my last chance